Looks like I got some, clean that up a little bit there. Hopefully that's a little better for you. Maybe I turned the light off behind me. Maybe you guys can see my face. It's nice to see you all today. I'm happy. Don't ruin it. Happy, don't ruin it. But I'm not. So the only reason why I'm coming live to you guys right now is because I was doing some research for today and planning my day out. I've got a lot of work to do today, so it's going to be hit and miss with me online. And this is just on the heels of Easter. Easter. And so hearing that Pope Francis is now gone is a little concerning. He has been battling I guess bronchitis for some time now, and it turned into pneumonia, and I guess he's been really struggling. I heard about him going into the hospital. I didn't really think anything of it, and then this morning I'm reading he's gone. And so I thought I'd give you guys some updates on what I've learned about this. It says Pope Francis, which I knew when he came into office, he did not take on like all the luxuries that popes typically take, being the pope. But this is coming as a shock. I thought he was doing better. I had no earthly idea he took a turn for the worst, and what have you. So I'm just going to read a little bit of article. We're not going to be on here too long. Good morning, everyone. Jackie, Denise, Phil, Stephanie, Dawn. It's nice to see you all, Phil. I'm so sorry. Yeah. So I thought I would come here and just, give him an opportunity. Could we talk about true crime? We really don't talk. We're ultra religious here, and it's even though I'm not a Catholic, I do have Catholic parts of my family. I'm sure, like many of you guys, this is very hard for everybody and their religion. But with life comes death, and this is the part of the life. That's why I always tell everybody, everybody puts, just like here, 1936, it should be 2025, I typoed. I'll fix that and get that done. But he passed away at 20, I don't know. It's a little too early. I'm still living in yesterday, apparently. So 2025, actually, let me go ahead and fix that now. Might as well fix it now. But 2025, and it's the dash. That's the point I'm trying to make. It's the dash that really defines a person. It's the one thing that's not really ever put on, the tombstone and what have you. Sorry about that, guys. This just came in, and this has been breaking for like the last hour. So I'm just going to read this. Pope Francis, first Latin American pontiff, holds a special place in Hispanic. This is from NBC, Hispanic Catholics. So this is from, from a viewpoint of Hispanic Catholic. It says Elizabeth Roman says she'll never forget where she was on March 13, 2013, the day that the Cardinal George Mario excuse me if I mispronounce any of these names, Bergoglio of Buenos Aires, Argentina, was elected pope. It was the restaurant in Puerto Rico, and it came on TV that we might have a Latino pope, said Roman, who lives in Chicago and is the president of the National Catholic Council for Hispanic Ministries, which promote the advancement and the engagement of Latino Catholics. It was so exciting. It felt like electric. Things felt so hopeful. We would finally have a pope who comes from our culture. Hold on, I'm trying to open up the article now. It's moving a little slow for me today. It's got a lot of advertisements. Where the heck is it? Okay. Sorry about that. Thank you, NBC. Assessing his legacy, Romans, I wish this thing would quit popping up, said that not only has the Pope connected with Latinos, it often felt as if he did so directly. He has not seen impeded by bureaucracy as other popes. He speaks directly to us. He sees us. He had an impact on our life that is powerful. The 266th Catholic pontiff, known to the world as Pope Francis, died on Monday at the age of 88. The first pope in Americas, he forged bonds of faith and connection with millions of Latino Catholics across the United States and Latin America. Roman was one of several U.S. Catholics who recently spoke to NBC about Pope Francis. Pope Francis was hospitalized for serious health issues last February. A Pope of the people. One of the fifth U.S. adults described them as Catholic. Of these, over a third, 30%, are Latino, according to a 2024 Pew Research Center report. Just as many Polish Americans felt a special affinity with John Paul II, so it was the Latinos and Pope Francis, says Hausman, a professor at Hispanic Ministries and Religious Education. And so I'm just going to go over here to the Wikipedia. Wikipedia. Pope Francis. So we can hear just a little more about his biography. So he was born in 1936, obviously just passed away this morning. March, what's today? Or excuse me, April, what is today? 21st? I don't even have my calendar on this camera or on this particular phone. April 21st, I presume, is what today is. Yes, April 21st. He must have passed away, past midnight or what have you. I'm unsure when he passed away, but he passed away this morning. And he has given up a lot when he became Pope. Pope Francis serves as the 266th Pope of the Roman Catholics since March 2013. The first Pope of the Americas, Francis, took his papal title of faith, Saint Francis of Assisi of Italy. Excuse me, like I said, if I mispronunciate these things, I'm not a globetrotter. Just thought I'd let you know that. Prior to his election as Pope, he spent more than a decade as a cardinal of the Roman Catholic Church of Argentina and Archbishop of Buenos Aires. Francis also was the president of Bishops' Conference of Argentina from 2005 to 2011. Named Person of the Year by Times Magazine in 2013, Pope Francis' tenure has been characterized by humility and outspoken support of the world's poor and marginalized people. He has also advocated in areas of political diplomacy for environmentalists. Early life and education. Pope Francis was born Jorge Mario Bergoglio, if I'm pronouncing that right, in Buenos Aires, Argentina on December 17, 1936. His parents, Mario and Regina, were Italian immigrants. As a young man, Bergoglio underwent surgeries to remove part of his lung due to serious infection. Wow, I didn't know that. That might have been what complicated his stay at the hospital, being bronchitis and whatnot. So he's already had, as a young man, surgery on his lungs. He graduated from a technical school as a chemical technician before beginning training at the diocese seminaries of Villa Devoto. In March 1958, he entered the, Novitate of Society of Jesus. I'm sure I butchered that. Bergoglio taught literature and psychology at Immaculate Conception College in Argentina, Providence of Santa Fe, in 1964 and 1965. The next year, he taught the same subject at Colegio del Salvatore in Buenos Aires. He studied theology and received a degree from Colegio of San Jose from 1967 to 1970 and finished his doctoral thesis in theology in Freiburg, Germany in 1986. So he's been around the world. Priesthood. Ordained as a priest in December 1969, Bergoglio began serving a I can't pronounce these words, provincial of Argentina, 1973. You people overseas that can speak multiple languages, God bless you. He has said that initially his mother did not support his decision to enter priesthood, despite the fact that she was a devout Catholic. By the time he was ordained, however, she accepted his calling and asked for his blessing at the end of his ordination ceremony. He later returned to Colegio of San Jose as his alma mater, where he served as a rector from 1980 to 1986, as well as a professor of theology. May 20th, 1992, Bergoglio was named titular bishop of Auca. I can't pronounce that. What is AUCA? Gracias. I can't speak. I can't speak. It's a college. Yeah, I'm getting that it's a college, but these because they're overseas, they have different names, and so it's not the best. So I apologize if I'm butchering some of this. He was ordained into the post a week later. In February 1998, he became Archbishop of Buenos Aires, succeeding Antonio Quaracino. I don't know who that is. Quaracino. I'm sure I'm supposed to roll those R's. I'm not Spanish. I don't roll R's. Quaracino. I don't know. I can't do the R's. 3 years later, in February 2001, he was elevated to cardinal by Pope John Paul. What? You want up? Come, little baby. There we go. Say hi to everybody. See, I'm just trying to get under bed with Mommy. I decided to go play with my toys. I'm becoming a big girl. Now I want my mommy because I'm still just a baby. So he was elevated to cardinal by Pope John Paul and named cardinal priest of Saint Robert Bellarmino. He served as president of the Bishops' Conference from 2005 to 2011. After Pope John Paul's II's death in 2005, Bergoglio reportedly received his second most votes in 2005 for papal conclave. However, Pope Benedict was chosen to be the successor. March 13, 2023, at the age of 76, Bergoglio was named the 266th Pope of the Roman Catholic Church. So that's when everything happened, and he's been Pope was served as a cardinal and archbishop for more than 12 years. The tone of his papacy, which became admired globally, was established long before his elevation to the church's highest position. However, when he was named to the post, the media quickly picked up on a story of his humility. News circulated about the fact that he returned to the boarding house where he had been staying to pay his bills personally rather than sending an assistant, and that he would have chosen to live in a simple 2-room apartment rather than luxurious accommodations in the Vatican Palace. So, very humble man. I'm sure that the Catholic Church is absolutely 100% mourning at this juncture. Let's see if I can get that. Let me see if I can get that back in. Give me just a second. All right. So, for all those people that are coming off of Easter, Pope Francis has passed away this morning. And again, I will finish my thumbnail. I was half asleep this morning when I was reading that, and as you guys can see, I made a little typo right here. I hit the. I'm sure I had tried to hit the 5, but I ended up hitting the 4 because I was working on my phone. So, I will try to get that fixed up for each and every one of you. But it's really sad. I knew he went into the hospital. I just, it's just one of those things. You're working all the time, you hear or read stories, but you don't hear anything else. I don't recall anybody else, running the story about it. Hold on, let me save this. How can I? Hold on, guys. Let me fix this real quick. I'll be right back. Stay with me. All right, I'm back. Let me just see if I can get this changed real quick. There we go. Bada bing, bada boom. Okay, so we've got the right date now. Sorry about that. Like I said, I was half asleep. Long story short, for those that are waking up this morning and finding out Pope Francis is gone, I just wanted to come here and say, I'm glad he got to make it through Easter. That's a very religious holiday for many that are, it's a holiday for us that are religious. It marks the resurrection of Christ. It is a very monumental, historical holiday, right? And to hear, I mean, it would have broke my heart if he had passed away on Easter, but the day after, it's still a little sore. Not as sore if he would have passed away on Easter. I didn't realize it was that close to, him not being here. Again, I heard he went into the hospital. I heard it was for bronchitis. For most of us, that sounds pretty simple. Go in there, get some breathing treatments, whatever you need, take some antibiotics. It just didn't seem that serious, but I had never known that he already had lung surgery as a younger man, so that might have, complicated whatever issue he was having. And I heard that the bronchitis ended up turning into double pneumonia, which again, is most people with antibiotics can get through, but again, he's of elderly status. He's 88 years old. He's already had lung problems as a young child. That tells me his lungs were not, as a child, healthy, and he still lived to 88, which, however, in my opinion, most impressive of all was his human quality, being a person just like us, but striving to do better and lead by example. Amen. Pontiff. Yeah. There you go. Lady for Justice. So very sad. I know it's not like top breaking news for the true crime community, but I do find it that we, should respect the work that this man has done, and viewership or not, he deserves to be celebrated. And so today, I know why people's hearts are broken and mourning. I really hope that they celebrate this dash right here. That's what they need to be celebrating when it comes to Pope Francis. Because from what I hear, I didn't know him personally. I'm not Catholic. But I heard that he was one of the best popes, from like VA just said, from the human's point of view. He brought himself down to connect with the normal people, and that's what we love when it comes to our leaders, them understanding our problems. I think even in religious battles, them knowing who we are as a human being, as a person. I think it's just sad. Its sound is in and out, Susan. Oh, it might be because, I don't know, it shouldn't be. I'm not using a mic today, so it should just be on my phone. Unless I got the fan going, unless the fan has something to do with it. He was wonderful, Pope. Aw. Well, I'm so sorry, Phil. I'm sorry you're struggling today. I'm sure many people will be, but that's kind of my point with Pope Francis. He's gone today. I don't know what happened, but he succumbed to his ailments with the bronchitis. It obviously got a lot worse, and I nor has it been public. I don't think anybody has been writing, at least over here on this side of the pond, a whole lot about Pope Francis or him being sick. I mean, we heard he went into the hospital for bronchitis. Many of us would have said, okay, well, he's in the hospital, it's just bronchitis. We knew of his elevated age, but again, he was at a hospital with bronchitis, so it can't rebound at age very well. Oh, that's what audio issues fixed by exiting and rejoining back. Oh, okay. So there might be some audio issues. I just, hold on, let me just see if I can do that. Maybe I can fix it. Sometimes getting out and coming back in. Hopefully that might help a little bit. It might have been for me leaving. The Simpsons predicted the Pope would die. No, crap. There's a lot of weird stuff in cartoons that are being, I don't know, coming true. I mean, look at the Jetsons. I mean, I remember watching the Jetsons, and never in a million years did I actually think that, some of the things would come true. When I was watching the Jetsons, we had phones, we were just coming off of rotary phones and using push button phones, and they were all corded, right? And I remember the first time cell phones were even thought of, my dad had one, and it was a big box that had to have a satchel and everything, and it was a big box with a phone like stuck to the top of it. Microwaves just came out too. Yeah. So it's weird how some of these, but maybe it provokes, ingenuity, invention. When you see something like this and somebody says, I'm going to do that, and then they get to work, would they have thought to do that had it not been for something that they saw as a kid? I don't know. I have to think that some of this stuff, why is it doing this? Okay, let's get in here. Come on. Okay, that's fine. Sorry, I'm trying to change the, there we are. I'm trying to change the thumbnail because my thumbnail still says 2024. This is why I don't like working too much when I'm half asleep. Don't blame me. It's the lack of coffee. I still don't have coffee. But I've been drinking soda. Not that it's good for me. There's content. I don't even know how to work. Oh, well, let me change it until after I'm off. What the hey? What the hey? I don't like YouTube Studio. This is such a pain. All right, let me go to, let's see if it'll let me go in here and change it. It probably won't. I don't like doing it from the dashboard. It never works right. All right. Okay. Change. Well, let me change it. It's not going to let me change it unless I bring out the computer. It won't let me change it. It's so frustrating. All right, guys. Well, that's really all I wanted to say anyway. So let me get in here. Let me go ahead and close this one down. We'll probably be back. I got a lot of work to do. So we'll be back anywhere between 10 and 11 o'clock this morning. Just please pray for the Vatican. I'm sure they're mourning today. I'm sure a lot of people around the country are mourning. It says 2025. Yeah, above here. But when I first started the live, I was half asleep, so I put 2024. Sorry, guys. And 2024 is on my thumbnail right now. So I actually changed it while we were live here to reflect the 2025. But I need to put it on the thumbnail. And, of course, it's not letting me do it. I got to pull out the computer, which the whole reason why I'm on it like this is because I didn't feel like pulling out the stinking computer. I felt like just running live this morning on my phone. It just is so much easier. And like I said, I hadn't had coffee, and I was reading it about an hour ago that he passed away. And I know that we have a lot of Catholics in our, you know, family. So I just want to make sure that we, you know, give him some at least screen time, because I know this affects a lot of people. So at any rate, God bless each and every one of you. There's just a piece of me that I'm glad he was able to have his last Easter and celebrate the resurrection of Christ before he went to the pearly gates himself. So God bless each and every one of you. Rock it out with your coffee beans out. Don't forget to be fearless. If you see something, say something. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And until next time, please be safe, but more importantly, kind to one another. And maybe today, show your human side, show a little humanity for one another in honor of Pope Francis.